Hello, and welcome to the show at Wrestling with Entertainment, the only audio experience on the web today, the trusted choice for interviewing all your favorite wrestlers every Tuesday and Wednesday, and previewing and reviewing the latest shows from WWE, AEW, New Japan, and everything in between every Saturday on YouTube and Castbox, sponsored by Rogue Energy and Player One Coffee. I'm, of course, your host, James J., and being accompanied by Kaliko Yachts.
Well, it's the day after Valentine's Day. So if you with your significant other, you the main chick. But if your booth ain't coming over right now, you the side chick. Congratulations.
And if you're with us, we're so sorry that happened to you.
I think you kind of saw it coming.
Yeah. It was a good week for Wrestling With as we interviewed Ruslan on Tuesday and Victor Tukey on Wednesday. Two incredible interviews, two great individuals. Definitely cannot recommend those interviews enough. If you haven't already seen them, go into the archives and check them out. This upcoming Tuesday, we have infamous Ladder Mail, our first ever interview from the country of India. We talk about pro wrestling in India, why it isn't bigger than it is, some of the wrestlers there, his experiences in pro wrestling, maybe a home invasion, depending on the legality of it. Leaving his tag team partner stranded in the city, and a hell of a lot more. You definitely want to check out this interview with Ladamel. In a really interesting interview, very entertaining individual. This upcoming Wednesday, we have Alice Inc., the Scandinavian Dragon. She's competed in Stardom, all over this Scandinavia, even competed in America once. We talk all of that. Being the first woman to hold the men's and women's body slam championship, current slam wrestling women's champion. Obviously her tattoos, anime, and a hell of a lot more. But don't take my word for it. Here's some clips now.
The kindness of my heart, since I drive a whip, I whip around this entire city. I kind of drop him home sometimes. All right, like I drop him near his place so he can move from there, kind of covering about 70% of the distance for him. So one time, he hurt his ankle. Okay, I think I gave him a very tight ankle lock, and I think I'm pretty sure I injured him pretty badly. And he's like, "Yo, could you drop me home?" I'm like, "Okay, dog, I'm the nicest guy, of course I'm gonna drop you home." And I sit in the car with this lad, and we start talking. We're talking about wrestling, we're talking about life, we're talking about shit we can do. Uh, and I think he took some painkillers and he fell asleep. I was like, this is the perfect chance. So I drive to my place, skipping the point when I'm supposed to drop Lord Justin Freak off. And I sit in the car, and this guy, and I wake him up. I'm like, yo, you're like 15 minutes away from your house right now. And he's like, okay, he's like, oh, cool. Like, he just woke up, he just woke up. And he's flustered. I'm like, yeah, 15 minutes from my house is booked. Just like, take this auto and you'll be there in like 15 minutes. He's like, cool, I'll take this tuk-tuk and I'll be there in 15 minutes. I leave the car, I drop him on the road. He's like dazed at this point. I enter my crib, chill in, order some nice food out. This guy calls me 3 hours later. He's like, bro, I just reached home. That's the kind of mind games I can play with people.
Can you tell us about that time you almost killed head referee Finn Corsa?
Which of the times?
The tope.
Well, so yeah, I had a couple of matches, I think also in consecutive order actually, where I, for whatever reason, the refs kind of got in the way. Obviously not intentional, just one of those things. But yeah, it's I'm kind of known for my lethal kicks, at least around Scandinavia. So, and sometimes if the ref steps in the wrong way, things can happen. And also, when the ref's outside counting and your opponent moves when you're doing a dive, it's one of those things that can happen, right?
Yeah, I would say so. So basically, you're saying it's his fault.
Basically, yes.
On the 24th, that's a Monday, we have referee Tim. On the 25th, we have Riley Rose. On the 26th, we have Annabelle. On the 4th, March 4th, we have Ragab. And on the 5th, we have Piper Sweet. So, well into next month, we have new incredible interviews for you to enjoy. Alright, I think we're done putting ourselves over. No, Kaliko?
I mean, we're as over as Shawn Michaels Bakery.
Hell yeah.
And it's Valentine's Day. I'm here for the sweets.
That we both are. It's a great day for wrestling, because we are wrestling with the news. And let's start off with some good news, because there's a lot of news that came out of this week. And that is Michelle McCool will be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. Definitely deserving. Obviously, she was a big part of WWE in the 2010s. Um, I will say one thing. I do feel like they're kind of missing half of that. I think it should have been Cool inducted rather than just Michelle McCool. But either way, definitely deserving. No, Kaliko?
I mean, you are right. Like, it should have been Cool. Me personally, it should have been Cool. Because Michelle McCool was good on her own, and let me say no buts. And I think you can put most of her notoriety, other than being Undertaker's wife, with Cool. Because he did something original, right? It was a two-person group that literally cut the tag team title in half, Dragon Ball Z style. It was like fusing it together, like.
It wasn't the tag title. It was the women's title. It was the original
that's
women's championship.
the original women's championship, and cut it in half. And they basically made it like they basically Freebird ruled a singles championship, which was crazy to me.
And I'm pretty sure they were the first women to compete in a world heavyweight championship match as well. I correct me if I'm wrong, but it was Lay Cool and Dolph Ziggler versus Edge and Kelly Kelly, right?
Yes, I want to say yeah. So I mean, you can't. I mean, congrats to her. I'm just saying, and I agree with you that it should have been a two person team, and even with, and I think my only issue I think they probably had with it is that they probably would think of them as a tag team more so than than a singles person, right? Because usually they do these things with like a headliner, a women's headliner, a tag team, and a couple of mid carders. That kind of throws me off because I mean either Michelle McCool's getting in by herself and Layla's not getting in, or eventually they will both go in as Cool, and she'll be a two-time inductee.
Well, I mean, like you said, there's no but when it comes to Michelle McCool. Um, and I feel like the same could be said about Layla. I mean, she was the first ever British-born women's champion. So, I mean, she has a role to play. She has a role in the Hall of Fame. I mean, I think she has a spot there. Maybe, you know, Michelle and Michelle will induct her. But it wasn't. I never considered Lake Cool a tag team. They have tag team matches. They were just in a duo, an act. You know what I mean?
True.
I do agree with you about, you know, them wanting to keep it, you know, singular.
I think that's the only key. I just don't think I, Layla's happy for her because Layla tweeted that she's happy for her, and that's what I would expect. I just think that that should have been one where it was kind of obvious. It should have been a duo, kind of like if and this is a totally hypothetical. Let's say like if Billie Kay went in, right, just by herself. You wouldn't think of Billie Kay unless you knew about the Iconics, right?
Right.
So you would be, you see what I'm saying? So that's the only angle I see it through.
Peyton Royce
And
needs to go in with her.
right, you know,
But I mean, shout out
put
to
Layla in, damn it. And Layla was my woo. Well, I used to drink her bath water if I wanted to.
before there was a bakery.
Oh, before there was bakery, there was Layla. Woo, man. Man. How to book a D. Oh.
And shout out to the Iconics
But
as well.
congrats.
They're just making their return to pro wrestling after maybe what, like 3 years, maybe more.
Yeah, I mean,
They were announced
both
for an
became
independent event.
moms. Both became moms.
I think
They both left, became moms, and came back.
I think there are more twinsies than the Bella twins are at this point. And if Lake Cool went in together, low key, the person that should induct them should be low key. Their NXT trainee. If you see,
yeah, the NXT trainee. I mean, yeah, but I think Layla. Who would induct her? I'm assuming Taker would induct her.
I mean, it should be Layla.
It should be Layla, but watch us Taker.
And yeah, you're probably right, but it should be Layla.
But all in all, congratulations.
Definitely.
Deserved.
And one last thing. If Kelly gets into the Hall of Fame before Victoria, I might have to cancel WWE.
I thought she was already in.
Victoria is not in the Hall of Fame.
No, Kelly.
Is Kelly in the Hall of Fame? I don't think she is.
Now you got me looking it up because I gotta. Is she? I don't recall. I have to look it up. Oh no, she's not. So yeah, you got a shot. You hold on that hope.
Yeah. Going from the past to a potential future. Sexyy Red revealed that she was offered a full-time deal with WWE to perform with them. It's interesting because it was memorable, but was it memorable for the right reasons? And that's kind of what I question. But I mean, we have talked about her multiple times in the past. Now,
Yeah, but that is the one where I say, thank you, Lord Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, that did not get accepted. 'Cause, oh my God. Oh, oh my God. I probably would have had to cancel WWE over that. Considering what I just saw at the Super Bowl halftime show, nah, I'm good. You can, nah, no Sexyy Red. No, thank you.
All right. Well, lots of cancellations on WWE. Uh, but nothing for good reasons. I would say. I mean, it would low key be hard to cancel NXT considering what they're doing right now. Um, just last night, um, Stephanie McCool won the NXT North American Women's Championship. Congratulations to her. Um, I am curious to see what she does with it. Um, Low key, kind of feel bad for um Fallon because she did. It did seem like she was just a transitional champion. No.
I mean, she got a piece of that Sonata Slaughter, baby. Woo-hoo! It was coming. It, it was a matter of time. Um, but the right, in this case, I cannot get bad. In this case, the very right person won that title. Ooh, man, she knows she bad too. That's the worst part. She,
Oh yeah.
she, she just knows it. But I mean, she had a good run. She got it. She's forever etched in history as a former champion,
It's definitely not the
and
ending. Yeah.
she's the second champion. So that's the best part. And she's the second champion, and it ain't like she lost to a scrub. She lost to someone who is probably one of the top, at this case, top 20, I mean, top 10 best women wrestlers in the world. I mean, easily top 20, but can make a case for top 10.
I would say that she's. I mean, we could debate top 10 women's wrestlers right now, but I don't think there's no debating she's maybe top 3 hottest superstars in NXT right now.
Oh shit, she's probably the to me in my mind. No, she is the hottest superstar in NXT right now.
Well, I mean, you could make the argument that the other side of that is Julia. Um,
I mean, Julia's cute too. Don't get me wrong. I mean,
we're not talking
Sean
about
got
attractiveness.
Sean's got
We're not talking about
Sean's got some for
attractiveness.
Latin women. You talking about what?
We're not talking about overall attractiveness. We're talking about people buying a ticket and tuning into TV shows to see these people.
I mean, that's part of it, sir. You can't separate one without the other.
I mean, you're not wrong about that.
Like, you can't throw that. You just can't throw the water out. You throw the baby out with the bathwater doing that. You just no.
I mean, I
Can't do one without the other.
I mean, I love Obafemi, but he's not exactly why I tune into NXT every week, and we all know
No
that.
shit. Exactly. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like Trick. I like his song, but we know why I'm showing up. The bakery got some conchas on that thing.
Well, the bakery did get a little bit hotter. But actually, let's get to that. Then let's stay on to Vengeance Day. It was main evented by the women's four-way rather than the men's triple threat. Um, I was kind of surprised about that. I'm not mad about it, but does that show you where their confidence in Obafemi, or because he maybe didn't have the strongest of challengers, or was it because the women's four-way was a little bit more stacked and a little bit more unpredictable? I mean, no offense to the men's match, but a blindfolded Stevie Wonder could have called that match. The women's four-way was a little bit more unpredictable, no?
I mean, you could think that, but then you also, I mean, you're factoring in like the women's division is deeper. This women's division is as deep. This is the deepest it's been since the Four Horsemen when they were there.
You're not wrong.
Right. So it that's one part of it. So the division is so deep that it warrants for it to be highlighted. Which to me is that's the sign of a strong division. And secondly, I think it was also to capitalize on the fact that Bayley was in the celebrity game because she was a special guest in the NBA All-Star Celebrity Game. So the thought process, and that game was televised on ESPN. So the thought process there is to, oh, she's in the game. They're going to talk about her. They're going to talk about her accolades and so on and so forth. So that way you can get a crossover into NXT. And plus it's Bayley. I mean, Bayley has a history of main eventing NXT, so it's not like it's out of the blue.
I agree with that. I definitely think it's worth something that the first match out was the women's match and the last match out was the women's match. Like you said, the bakery is hot right now. And
That bakery's baking, and I mean, I'm about to get diabetes being at that bakery.
speaking of the bakery, it just got a new chef, and that is A1 Ricky Starkz. Absolute. Made a surprise out of nowhere appearance on last week's edition of NXT TV. Cut a promo. Pretty tame for Ricky Stark's sake, I would say. But I think it hit all the right marks. It definitely makes you wonder what he's gonna do next. This upcoming Tuesday, he is signing his NXT contract. I do find it interesting that they haven't named him as of yet. I've seen a lot of people online were somewhat worried about that he's going to be Richard Stokes instead of Ricky Starkz.
Richard Strokes. Richard States. Richie States. No, honestly, I think that was on purpose to gauge whether they knew who he was. And the fact that the crowd, I think that NXT crowd helped them. And oh yeah, he is. They do know who he is. Because the fact that he was in his promo, you know who I am, and you know why I'm here. So that cuts that suspense. It's gonna be Ricky Starkz.
Right. I mean, maybe they'll rename him Billy Starkz. Who knows? But yeah, it's funny, when WWE releases somebody, they have the sense in their mind to give them, that 90-day non-compete clause. You don't necessarily want somebody showing up on somebody else's TV. Like, I mean, you could take that back to the Attitude Era. Rick Rude. Another wreck. He was on WWE TV at the same time of being on WCW TV. You know, obviously WWE taped, WCW wasn't. So, you know, WWE learned from that. Ricky Starkz was released maybe 24 hours before he made his NXT debut. That's insane. I feel like if WWE knew that CM Punk had no non-compete clause back in he got released in September of last year, he would have been on Raw the next week cutting the promo. It WWE is capitalizing on AEW's I don't want to say their misfortune, but their misinformation, their mishandling of business.
Their naivete.
That's a great word. Yes.
That's the word you're looking for. They capitalize on the fact that they did no better. And it also doesn't help that AEW is halfway across the world right now, was dealing with that with the Australia show.
Right. And I don't think there was ever a clear time to when you could actually see that show. All they said was after the NBA game. I mean, no offense to people that, you know, watch the NBA, but I don't watch the NBA. I don't know when it starts. I don't know when it ends. They should have had a clear time when it was going to come on. Or at least put the time of when the NBA started and when it was expected to end. I mean, they're on Max. I mean, if they were going to stream on Max, there couldn't be one stream for the NBA and one stream for AEW? That doesn't sound like it could have been a thing, right?
No, because the NBA is on the West. Actually, it could because the NBA is on the West Coast. So the NBA, hypothetically, All-Star Weekend would start like All-Star Saturday Night, hypothetically, would start at like 4 or 5 o'clock, because our time, because we're both on the West Coast.
Okay.
So after the NBA All-Star Weekend could be hypothetically 7 to 8 o'clock our time.
Okay.
And that's because everything is relative to when it comes to the All-Star game, everything is relative to wherever the city is, just add the Eastern time to it.
Well,
So,
you know, it just seems like the misfortune is just kind of falling on AEW time and time again. You know, that Australian Grand Slam or Slam Down Under or the Moons Over Slam Hammy or whatever the fuck you want to call the show. Um, it went from a stadium show paid preview to an arena show special event. So I mean, it definitely tells you, you know, how much they expected of Australia, and how much they had to downgrade because the interest was just not there. That's number one, and maybe next week I'll have numbers. Maybe I'll not care about talking about this show again. Probably the latter. I don't know how many tickets they sold, or how much of free space they had in that set. So that is definitely a factor. While yes, Tony Storm did win the championship back from Mariah May, obviously good feel good moment for her. Um, they didn't AEW didn't have a ring when they got to Australia. I don't know if you heard about this, Kaliko.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the shipping freight that was bringing the ring did not arrive on time, and they did not have a ring by to start the show. Um, so
Holy shit! They couldn't get it on one of them gold-plated yachts or the Jericho cruise and ship them bitches over. Like, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait, time out, time out.
AEW wrestler Fletcher had to call his friends from Australia, because he is indeed Australian, that had a spare ring, and they literally brought the ring to the event. It is worth noting that it wasn't a standard 20 by 20 ring, it was a 16 by 16. So it was a significantly less, smaller ring that they had to compete in Grand Slam as well.
Oh wow! Now that's wild. I did not hear that. That's some wild shit.
Yeah,
Because
that broke earlier today.
I think that shit through. You're the son of a billionaire and you can't even get a goddamn ship, a ring ship. I mean, Jericho got a ring on a boat, for crying out loud. He couldn't put that bitch to port in Australia.
I mean, his boat only goes to the Bahamas, so I mean, you would be asking a lot of that ship.
I mean, I'm just saying, man.
No, I mean,
I'm just throwing it out there.
I mean, whether whatever happened there, it was mismanaged. That they've done shows out of the country before. I don't see why this is such a problem for them. You know what I mean?
You would think, yeah, 5 years, you would think that this would be something that they, I mean, you would have thought, unless they're just working with one ring. I refuse to believe that,
They
but
cannot just have one ring.
I'm I'm saying, I'm assuming, can't say that they are, but I'm just saying the only way you could see that happening is if you think that they're working with only literally one ring.
You know,
And if that's the case, that's a effing problem. But you would have thought that they would have had that shipped over like a month in advance.
I mean, considering shipping cost and time of travel.
Yeah. This is why I'm scared of WrestleMania overseas.
I mean, I feel like WWE would have that locked down well before, you know, before they get there, before WrestleMania starts.
Yeah, they would. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, you're right.
The pre-show starts the month before WrestleMania.
Yeah, you're right. But still, that ain't the point.
I mean, you expect this kind of incompetence, at the beginning of a company. Like, okay, well, it's their first year or two. They're still working things out. They're 5 years in, going on 6. It feels
Yeah,
like they went from pretty competent to literally pissing themselves walking to the toilet. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I don't know if they're pissing themselves walking to the toilet. I just think I, it, this is the part where I say it's the Wild Wild West. Who's checking who?
And you're right.
Who's making sure everything is done certain way, if you will.
I mean, you're absolutely right. I mean, when it comes, and I can understand. Okay, the wild, wild west. In the wrestler side of things, it's crazy. But on the production side of things, that should be a well-oiled machine. That should be clockwork at this point. They should know where they need to go, where they need to be, and how to execute properly, especially in 5 years. This isn't exactly, new things for them, unless there is somebody new. And I
Which
feel,
that might be the case because of the fact when you think about it, all of the all of the bigger name people left, like the Mark Henrys and the people who could probably set them straight about the business left.
being a billionaire and sinking so much money into a product that is losing a lot of money, you at least think that he would hire people of a high caliber to do a proper job on the production side of things, no?
True, but it's also, I mean, the production clearly lacks when it comes to compared to WWE. And plus, it's a lot of moving parts. I don't know the churn of AEW. I wouldn't think that there would be a big churn because it's not like they're traveling and doing road shows. They're just doing weekly episodic TV shows and letting their people do side hustles at indie shows on the weekend.
Right. And it's already AEW is already working smaller arenas. The Dead Riders can be criticized till Kingdom Come, honestly. And like I said, the bad news just keeps on rolling in. Bear Boulder, a part of Bear Country, was arrested over domestic violence. Bear was obviously an undercard talent for AEW. Um, if you've seen what he was arrested for, it's pretty graphic. But yeah, AEW parted ways with him immediately. So I mean, it's good that they were right on top of that. That they could, see that and say, okay, cut ties immediately. But it's still not a good look to say, okay, you had one of your wrestlers was arrested for domestic violence.
I mean, but that's still a lose-lose because you can only do what you do. I mean, the credit goes to them getting it to the top of it, getting on top of it and dealing with it the moment it came across to them. Now, if they could only do that with their wrestling ring, that would be, I'm just saying, like, you can stay on top of, I applaud them for that. What you do in one thing, you should do in all things.
So basically, the PR person needs to handle
The logistics.
yes,
There you go. Double job. Give them double pay. There
yeah,
you go.
double double.
Double double. There you go.
Um, speaking of firings, releasings, whatever you want to call them, after we recorded our last show, there was more releases from WWE. Unfortunately, Giovanni Vinci, has been released.
Yep.
I don't. I feel like he
I knew when
never.
they brought him back with that gimmick, it was a wrap. I'm just
Yeah, I mean when you lose to a jobber, in Apollo Crews, like that your days are numbered at that point.
days are numbered.
Yeah. I don't know why he never got his feet underneath him. It just never he never was able to
It
put
didn't
things
click
together.
after Imperium.
I mean, even in Imperium, he was the little buddy. He was not. He was always the one that took the pin. He was the Bushi of Imperium.
Imperium. Why the Bushi of Imperium? Huh?
Um, Another one that's quite on the shocking side is the Good Brothers. Carl Anderson, Doc Gallows, or
Luke Gallows.
Luke Gallows, Doc Gallows, the Gallows. I think this is the third time Luke has been fired from WWE.
Third time's the charm. Yeah. I mean, but they weren't used. I mean, honestly, they weren't used. And personally, they need to go back and restore what's left of Bullet Club. I think that would be. Please go to New Japan and help them out. Because, bro.
I don't even consider. I don't even really consider Bullet Club as Bullet Club anymore. They're just the War Dogs. I mean, they're only Bullet Club in name, not necessarily mentality.
You can, but I mean, but somebody's got to bring it back. And
I mean, would Carl Anderson and Doc Gallows be? Would they be able to resurrect Bullet Club? Make it relevant again?
I mean, the Young Bucks are the champions, crying out loud, in New Japan.
But they're not
If
Bullet Club.
they're back there, they can fucking, you know. I mean, technically they are.
Didn't they get kicked out by Tama Tonga? Yeah, that's right. The firing squad, exiled, Kenny and the Bucks.
But they still are the elite. The elite. The elite. There's always Bullet Club Elite.
Right. If they don't go back to Japan, TNA? I mean, TNA was good to them, at least.
Yeah, I think that would work. I think they like the schedule too, so it wouldn't matter.
Yeah. The last release from last week was Isla Dawn.
Now that one was
Oh, continue.
that one was kind of befuddling
How so?
because you get rid of Isla Dawn, but not Albert Fry.
Well, I mean, Abba is 10 times better of a wrestler than Isla was. And I mean,
But Isla is 10 times hotter. No, let me stop. But Isla was man.
I mean, it's one thing to be 10 times hotter, but it's also having a shred of wrestling ability to justify you being there. And
Well, they had her beat Bianca and Jade Cargill.
because she was the only one available. I mean, Drew McIntyre and Piper Niven wasn't winning, so they were like, you're Scottish, you're going over. You need somebody Scottish, you're available.
You're from here? Good, you'll win. You'll do.
Oh, you're not Scottish? Here's some DNA. We'll splice it into you.
Oh, gosh.
Stop me when I'm telling lies.
That is a lie. Come on, man.
But, it seemed like she was more of an Instagram model than she was a wrestler. If I'm being honest.
I'm just saying, she's gone, but Kiana James is still there.
But when's the last time we've actually seen Kiana?
That's my point. You're making my point for me, sir.
I feel like they're trying to repackage Kiana. They don't have the right thing to give her. That's what I'm thinking. I don't know. But, now that, now that Alba Fire, Kaylee Ray, um, isn't pigeonholed into a doomed tag team, I am actually really excited to see what she can do on her own.
Albert Bryant.
Yeah. I mean,
Ah,
you're talking about the longest reigning UK women's champion. I mean, she is competent in the ring. Um, and I don't think she ever truly got a fair shake in WWE when she came over from the UK.
neither did Tegan Knox, but that didn't stop them from fucking pulling that cord.
Well, it's not WWE's fault every time she shook, she broke her legs.
Yeah, that man. It's she just walked down the ramp and tore ACL like shit.
Think about it this way, Kaliko. Tegan Knox was supposed to be their next big star, and she fell below the waist. Who took that spot? Rhea Ripley. Who is our biggest star today? Rhea Ripley. It's who takes the opportunity and who takes that. Tegan did not take that opportunity. I could honestly.
I don't think it's not Tegan taking the opportunity, just her body betrayed her. I will always say that.
Well, I mean, even when she was there, she wasn't exactly lighting the world on fire with her personality. You know what I mean?
Neither was Rhea Ripley.
I beg to differ. Rhea, when she became a goth, and the second time she was in the Mae Young Classic, she had presence in behind her. And you want to know when I became a fan of Rhea Ripley? When she posted a picture of herself on Halloween holding crutches and saying, I'm going as Halloween as Tegan Knox.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That made Rhea Ripley a star, and that is what killed Tegan Knox's career. That's when the paradigm shifted.
Sorry, Moxley. That's when the paradigm shifted.
Yes. Is it the paradigm shift or is it the Debt Rider?
What? It's one and the same. But remember when he first got AW, the paradigm shift.
But before that, when he was in New Japan, it was the Debt Rider.
Yeah, so it's all the same goddamn thing.
Fucking
DDT, DTT is the same.
Yeah. So Alba Fire, maybe they'll give her name back, Kaylee Ray, and maybe she could make a run. I wouldn't be mad at a one-on-one match between her and Bianca Belair. So let's see what happens. Continuing on, let's see what happens. Demolition, Action Smash signed new Legends deals with WWE. This would be the part where I say they're going into the Hall of Fame, right? But that's what we kind of said with Victoria late last year, and Michelle McCool is going in this year, so I digress.
I mean, hey, you just got back, homie. You can't. Like, bitch, you just got back. We can't fuck with you right now. You black hot. But not that many tag teams left to put in though. So you would think it would be them. I mean, what other tag team would you put in over them right now? Because the Dudleys are in, Edge and Christian's in, Hardy's in. No, Hardy's are not in,
Hardys are not in, no.
but they're not. That ain't happening anytime soon as long as they're active. So
I mean, it's still it's a better possibility now, with the relationship between TNA and WWE.
it's a better possibility. I just think they're gonna wait until they're done.
I mean, tell that to Rey Mysterio.
Rey Mysterio was wrestling for WWE. Well, that ain't the first time that's happened. Hell, Shawn Michaels got inducted the day before he fucking Undertaker retired him. Just say, you know what I'm saying? So that doesn't give me an indication, but
I mean,
the fact that they're wrestling for another company is going to be that they're still active. Because if they put them in, I mean, maybe with the partnership it could change, but I don't see it. I see Demolition getting a green light to it.
I mean, we could have the Rockers in the Hall of Fame.
Marty Jannetty is not. Boy.
What about
I mean, no, that ain't happening. Marty Jannetty is not getting it.
the new Rockers?
Oh, Jesus Christ. That's even worse.
The new Blackjacks?
They got a better shot than the Rockers.
The Job Squad?
Better shot than the Rockers. And that's not even because of Shawn Michaels. That's just because of Marty Jannetty. And I mean, because wait a minute, did the Bushwhackers? I'm trying to think. The
Bushwhackers are in.
The Bushwhackers are in.
Bushwhackers are in.
That's what I'm trying to think. The Bushwhackers are in. I think they're the only tag team.
Oh, the
that made
Disciples
it.
of Apocalypse.
No, I'm saying they're the only tag team that made it without winning the WWF Tag Team Champions. So that's what I'm trying to figure out. So the Rockers would be the second one. Other than, I mean, Harlem Heat, obviously, but the only people that were like their tenure was literally known as WWE and not win the championship to get in, but yet got in the Hall of Fame.
I mean, we could induct the Los Boricuas.
I'm trying to think that the Steiners got in.
Steiners are in, yes.
So yeah. Because now you're getting the tag teams that are singles people, like Owen and British, or Owen and Yoko, and Owen, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think we're going to see Owen in the Hall of Fame anytime soon, unfortunately, but, I
No, I'm just saying, I'm just trying to think in those general examples. I'm trying to think. Yeah, it's not, tag teams are starting to get thin, so they're in. Unless they start, I mean, Lay Cool, hello, but anyway.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
But then we would be saying, how did Lake Cool get in before Demolition? Cancel, you WWE.
Yes, everybody would be, yes. So, see what I'm saying? So, it's a lose-lose. What, New Age Outlaws? But then they would be DX. You
No,
see what I'm saying? So,
but I mean, Billy Gunn's not there. So it would just be Road Dogg alone.
but I'm just thinking tag teams general. Kane and X-Pac? I got it.
That would be pretty. That's. Oh, X Factor?
X-Factor, yeah, X-Factor. The Brothers of Destruction?
Oh, Too Cool. Too Cool. Scotty Too Hardy and Grandmaster Sexy. I mean,
Not before Demolition.
Ricky, Ricky. Rikishi is in, but Scotty and Grandmaster isn't in.
That is true. Too Cool could get in. Could. Did they win the tag titles?
Oh yeah. Oh,
Um,
Steve Blackman and Al Snow.
that ain't happening. I can't even think of tag teams that are the Heavenly Bodies. I don't know.
I mean, maybe.
but
But low key, I
I
feel like Tom Pritchard would maybe get a Warrior Award more rather than an actual induction.
true, but I mean the Heavenly Bodies. I'm trying to think of who else.
I highly doubt we'll ever see. Well, actually, Sonny's actually in, so um, never mind about
Who?
that. Sonny,
Oh yeah, Sonny's been in.
yeah. Um, Barry Horowitz.
Miss Elizabeth is not in.
That is disappointing.
So there's that. Is Lex Luger in?
He is not.
See, so they got a gang of singles people left. It's just a matter of finding tag teams, and you got to go back. I mean, me personally, I would say like the Moondogs. Uh,
Jumping Bomb Angels.
yeah. Uh, what's the other one? Oh God, it just hit my the Hollywood Blondes. There you go. See,
And that would give Stone Cold his second ring.
yeah, and Pillman get Pillman one. So this is where it's like you get into that. When we're sitting up here playing Guess Who with the tag team division of who's going in.
Yeah.
It's a wide open Demolition better get their ass this year. Demolition or we cancel a W. We
Well,
out here threatening. We're threatening to cancel WWE like the president can't threatening with tariffs. We need to stop. We need to stop.
speaking of canceled, Hulk Hogan. Um, WWE just released a WrestleMania package where you get tickets to WrestleMania and you get to meet Hulk Hogan for the
The
low
real American fleet, brother.
low price of $9,500. Um, it immediately sold out because those were literally the cheapest tickets to WrestleMania at this point. Like, I mean, that was a steal, honestly.
I mean, pretty much. Why would I pay 30,000 for front row when I could pay 10 just to chill with Hogan?
And you get a suite and food and drinks.
Just, just don't go there while you black. I'm just don't be a black man there, bro. Ooh, it's gonna be tough. Tough.
Please,
Don't go there.
honestly,
Don't be there as a minority representative. Whoa, boy. Hey, hey.
if I'm being honest, please
Gonna be
be
some.
black. Please be black so I could see that interaction and it goes viral. I
In
need
the
that.
in the words of Dusty Rhodes, it's gonna be some hard times, brother.
Well, I mean, it's already kind of hard times for Hulk Hogan already. Real American Beer is already getting sued. They were doing some type of release event in August. Well, they were throwing cans of beer into the crowd. That's right, full cans of beer into a crowd of people. What could
Well, do you
possibly
think that
what could possibly go
you
wrong? You say? Yeah, the beer can hit a woman in the head. It was a deep cut. She needed stitches. She's suing Hulk Hogan and Real American Beer. Um, fucking shocker, no?
I mean, you mean to tell me all these years these motherfuckers had practices to catch beers like Austin, and they just couldn't understand the assignment.
Well, it wasn't a wrestling event. They were at a bar where they were releasing the beer. Like a release party, or I don't fucking know what it was. But more or less, they were throwing full cans of beer into the crowd. One of the cans hit this woman in the head and caused her a significant gash in the head. Um,
Mm-mm.
and now she's suing Hulk Hogan and Real American Beer. So, word to the wise: don't throw fucking full cans of beer into a crowd of people. It's not
No,
safe.
if you do it, it depends. Did they throw it overhand? Was it underhand? You know what I'm saying? That tells a lot. That tells the story, sir.
I mean, I think you shouldn't be throwing beer to anybody in a bar. It could end up badly, and clearly it did.
I mean, if Austin was able to catch them bitches, why couldn't they? I mean, it depends on how they throw it. Because if you throw it underhand, so that means somebody was out there like throwing them bitches like a Tom Brady middle of the field spiral. Like ain't no got. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
For a canned beer to hit you to where it's a deep cut, it had to come from a t-shirt launcher. Or the can is that goddamn sharp.
Well, maybe there'll be a video released, and we could actually see what these drone cans are. Were they drawn like shurikens, like ninja stars? Um,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like Shinobi Ninja Stars. That's probably
yeah.
what they it's like darn them bitches. They out there darn them hoes. You're American, brother. American is a fastball. Ay, ay, ay. Jesus Christ.
And I believe that will bring us to last bit of news tonight, and that is a one Hiroki Goto has won the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. Last week,
What?
yeah, last week at the New Beginnings event, he challenged current champion Zack Sabre Jr. for the title, and he went over. He's your new champion. So,
So so 50-50 got them. I knew the other coin was gonna hit, but I didn't think it was gonna hit that quick. God damn. I was expecting at least the New Japan Cup. Fuck. Fuck.
I
it's
mean, you're not
it's
wrong.
shit.
It's just kind
I Jesus. Wow. Hiroki Goto. I didn't see that coming.
neither did I.
I don't think nobody. Oh wow. I'm damn.
I mean, it kind of tells you where New Japan is.
New Japan is? Yes.
Yeah, like we don't got. There's no Okada. Tana's on his way out. Um, Naito was so wrecked he can't have a proper title run. Um, yeah, it just kind of tells you, like, I could have, if you would have told me Goto was going to be world champion in 2025 a year ago, I would have probably told you there's no fucking way.
Yeah, you smoking crack. That's what we would have been telling you.
And
Cause that's like Tanahashi. I mean, that's like our boy Yoshihashi winning the G1. That's literally it.
well, maybe not that severe, but I get your
Yeah, it's
point.
not that severe. No, it's severe. Like it wouldn't have crossed your mind.
Yeah, but that I mean that was maybe 1 year ago. Like 5 years ago, 10 years ago, I would have said no fucking way. like it would have been more cemented that it wasn't a possibility. And the last what two champions have been people that never held an IWGP championship before. Zack Sabre Jr. Been there a long time, long tenured. Got that nod. Probably the only Gaijin that was creditable enough to win it at this point. And,
Pretty much.
and now Hiroki Goto. Um, obviously tenured, but not exactly a spring chicken either. Um,
Yeah, he's like 45. He's damn near 50. Like
yeah, so I mean, again, you won't have necessarily expected that, but here we are.
I mean, you might as well have Ace win the belt at this point. Like shit.
One last run.
He might as well. Shit.
I mean, he is the president, so I mean, he can make it happen if he wants to.
I can't believe 50-50 fucking 2 months in. We were expecting him to have it for at least G1.
I know. I felt like he was gonna go on a bit of he was on a hot run. I thought that run was gonna continue, and 50-50, uh, 50-50, came up tails.
Well, 50-50 cashed it in. That rent must have been due quick. That's what. That's the. I tell you, man. I mean, don't get me wrong. Zack Sabre G is a good wrestler, but it feels like his career was like one step up and then two steps back and then two steps up to go even, then one step back and then three steps up and then two steps back. And you're like, God damn! Like
The most confusing game of snakes and ladders you've ever played.
shoots a ladder. Yes, the most. Yes, basically. He's basically playing Monopoly, and if he would hit Boardwalk and own Boardwalk, and then go straight to jail on the next roll.
I mean, that's not even possible because Boardwalk is.
We know the jail is in the whole other corner, but that's
Yeah.
the point. That's the point I'm making.
Let's,
He would be that guy. He would be that guy right now. But it's crazy. So now that means the New Japan Cup is wide open. I would think whoever wins the New Japan Cup would win the title.
You know, we used to be pretty good when it comes to calling New Japan shows. It was somewhat predictable of what they usually do. But looking at that card, the New Beginnings, I would have said Goto was going to win that match. And here we are. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's literally open season. It's anybody's game. Anything is possible at this point.
I mean, but looking at the bracket now that makes you look at the bracket. Because it was weird that Zack Sabre Jr. was in the bracket. I mean, it's not that weird, but now it's more important he's in the bracket now.
I mean, it is weird because the champions are excluded from the bracket.
That's what threw me off. I was like, why the fuck is he in the bracket? So 50-50. Get the fucking... They fucked them over. Somebody... It's like, all right, bitch, you got your New Japan, you got your Wrestle Kingdom win, bitch. Give me this belt back. Like,
Should
whole
be.
time we thinking he's gonna go on a Dr. Death Steve Williams run, and this motherfucker ends up not even a month in. And
Should
crazy. That's crazy work.
Should we conclude the news and get into this New Japan Cup?
I mean, at this point, yeah, because that's a perfect segue.
Yeah.
Because now that he lost the belt, the New Japan Cup is going to be important. Because I would make the argument whoever wins it is going to beat Goto.
Well, let's conclude the news, and have a quick word from our sponsors, and then we'll come back and we'll talk New Japan Cup. And without further ado, here is our sponsors. So,
Rogue Energy, the only gaming drink company in the world with 4 unique product lines to suit your task at hand, whether it be juices, shakes, smoothies, and everything else in between. Their low-calorie, no-sugar energy formula is the perfect alternative to sugar-filled canned energy drinks and sodas. Their extreme formula provides the most energy, focus, and sports performance possible. Their hydration line offers focus, ingredients without the added caffeine. Drink it anytime you're thirsty. And their shake formula is so delicious. Who doesn't love a cookies and cream, 0-calorie energy milkshake? First and foremost, they've designed every Rogue product line with performance and effectiveness in mind. It is critical that you look at the nutrition panels of drinks when comparing options. There are countless off-brands out there that are presenting low-quality, poorly dosed formulas that amount to expensive caffeine water. Every formula they produce is designed with optimal levels of high-quality ingredients. Additionally, you won't find a powdered gaming drink brand that dissolves better. No need to have chalky textures in your drink. Their taste profiles are unmatched, specifically designed for gamers, athletes, students, entrepreneurs, people with hectic schedules, individuals with low energy, podcasters who can't shut up, people who are health conscious, and so much more. Great as both a pre-workout and as a coffee energy drink replacement. Specifically designed every Rogue product line to be the best gaming drink on the planet. Rogue Energy, more focus, more wins.
use promo code WRESTLINGWITHE for 10% off your next purchase. And we are wrestling with New Japan Pro Wrestling's New Japan Cup. Bracket reveal, review, preview. I think it's a preview. Yeah, preview. It starts on the 7th of March, concludes on March 20th. So pretty tamed, I'd say. It's only lasts maybe 3 weeks at the most. Let's get into the names. We got the first entrance being Yota Tsuji. Feel free to comment on any of the names that I mentioned. Evil, David Finlay, Yuya Uemura, Sanada, Yoshihashi,
Fuck Yoshihashi.
Ryohei Aiwa.
The fact time out.
Yeah.
Before you get to that, the fact that bitch gets a bye is blasphemy.
I mean, what did he do to get a bye?
Continue. Yeah, because the winner of Uemura and Sanada faces Yoshihashi.
Yeah. That's interesting that there
he gets a bye.
People get buys in this. Yeah. Ryohei.
I mean, just waiting.
Oh, we got Chase Owens, Zack Sabre Jr.,
Is that a Vin?
Gabe Kidd.
Is he going to cash in that other 50-50 or
Ren Narita.
But he already won one, right?
Zack?
Yeah.
Zack's won too.
That's my man. He tried to rewrite all the record books. If he's the first Gaijin to win it 3 times, that'd be fucking nuts. Anyways, continue.
Tai Chi.
Too tight pants.
El Phantasmo.
Depends.
I agree with that. Great Khan.
Won't get far.
Soda Umno.
Depending on how the bracket goes, it's gonna hit real quick what you were talking about a couple weeks ago with Naito.
Tetsuya Naito.
Yeah, I mean, sentimental favorite for sure.
Definitely not going to win. But then again, maybe he will. Who the fuck knows at this point?
I mean, if he goes out there wrestling in a shirt, he ain't damn sure.
I mean, the guy is practically legally blind at this point. So, I mean, I feel like his championship reign run is kind of over at this point. I mean, he's just wrestling on borrowed time.
Well, we'll see. But
Callum Newman.
I mean, he'll beat him.
I mean, yeah. I mean, Naito will beat him. He is wrestling him.
And for the audience, the way he's is the first, like, in the threes. So let's say he did Naito, Newman, they have to face each other. The winner of that person will face the person he names next, which is
Jeff Cobb?
Jeff Cobb might kill him.
Low key, yeah.
Low key, he just might kill him.
Yeah.
He just might kill Naito. I usually don't say that about Naito, but he just might kill Naito. He possibly could murder Naito.
Tomohiro Ishii?
He's a good hand, a good, solid, stable. He's a good out.
Yeah.
He's a tough out.
Drillo Maloney?
And the winner of that faces
TJP.
Yes, which too tiny.
How did he get a bye?
It's random, so that's why I was saying the buys were picked randomly. However, once we name them, once you finish naming them, I'll tell the audience who got the buys.
Bolton Oleg.
Don't know who the fuck he is.
He's a young lion.
Well, that tells me everything I need to know.
He's an easy out for our next guy, Bad Luck Fale. I haven't seen Bad
Who
Luck
should
Fale.
have been?
Yeah. It's been
I personally thought like 2018?
I mean, it's been a fucking
He should have
minute.
been way bigger than he was.
I mean, he got a good, nice little run, but I mean, he hasn't had a run in quite some time, so yeah.
The last time I remember him, he was out there beating up and bringing out, which was the best thing ever. He was just whacked on the ring announcer.
Yeah, and he killed
Everything
Daryl.
went wrong when he killed Daryl. When he killed Daryl,
Yeah, one of the biggest rivalries to never actually have a match.
I know, right?
And last name, Shingo Takagi.
It's gonna be interesting with him. He could possibly win and face Goto. Now, for the audience, the brackets are all, everyone is matched up, and the buys were randomly selected. So the people with buys are David Finlay, Yoshihashi, fuck Yoshihashi, um, Zack Sabre Jr., which was weird when he got names. No lie, because we were like, he's the champion. And it's and the reason we brought that up is usually because the New Japan Cup is the one tournament that the champion cannot compete in. So when he got named, it was like, oh shit, he done lost the belt already. Um, Taichi, Shota Umino, Jeff Cobb, TJP, and Takage all got the buys. So they just await the winners of their respective matches, and then it goes into March Madness style where they just wrestle until there's a winner.
It's crazy to
There's
think that there could
no
have been 8 other matches in this tournament, but there was lacking so much in talent that they literally had to give these guys buys to make it seem like a full tournament.
true because usually it just be a straight up dogfight. Yeah, you're right. The thing is that I mean, there's names there, but there's not a name where you can go, oh, without a shadow of a doubt, that motherfucker running through everything.
I mean, the only names that I would say, they have a shot would be Zack and Yoda. Maybe Shota.
I'd say, I'd agree, Yoda. Zach, it depends. Because this is coming fresh off of losing the belt. And it's just a matter of where his mind is at that point. I could see Shota sneaking through.
I mean, with Shota, it kind of depends if the crowd is on his side or not. They want to make Shota a face, and they want to make him the biggest baby face in the company. The crowd has not necessarily taken to him in that sense. Or, he would have won at Wrestle Kingdom and not Zack. Um, it just kind of depends on how the crowd reacts to him. If he gets a good push in this tournament, my opinion.
True. But Shota, the thing is with that is they could try to force it down the throat when it comes to that because I could see them doing the story of Shota getting through and Cobb beating Naito so bad that Shota does this thing of I have to show respect for Naito and everyone gets on his good side. You know what I'm saying?
No, I get that.
Like the whole Rocky Four, where just Cobb literally kills Naito. But and Shota just does it for the honor, which could do something for them. But the interesting bracket to me is this bottom right bracket with Ishii, Maloney, TJP, Oleg, Fale, and Takage. I can make the argument that the winner of Fale Takage will make it to the semis.
Low key, I kind of felt the same. I kind of felt like we'll see Takage versus Ishii. Takage would maybe go over, and I don't know has Takage won a New Japan Cup? I don't think he has.
No, but he's also the most interesting person to win a title and not win the championship and not have things go his way and click and has been stuck ever since.
Right. I mean, he literally had the company on his back through literally the darkest time. the pandemic era. Um, when that belt had, bad juju around it. Everybody that
Well,
held
when
it,
they changed it, the name, yeah, everybody had the belt got hurt. Like,
yeah,
fucking, like, shit.
right. So, I mean, he was literally, a stable force in that title's lifespan. Um, and low key, I think he'd have a great match with Goto. That would maybe get people fired up to, see just a really competitive match. Would he beat Goto? I mean, at this point, anything's possible, if I'm being honest. Um,
True.
but I don't see Goto having a month run with the title. I don't. Well, or however long the match takes place after this.
I mean, tr- yeah, but that bottom right corner to me is a who's who of who could make it to that. I only see two people making it, Fale or Takage. The top left, Yoshihashi getting a bye. That just means he got one more win in this tournament than he should have gotten. Uh, but that also screams Suji or bust, right? Like
Um, yeah.
that top right bracket with Suji, Evil, Finlay, Yuminyara,
But
Urimura, sorry, Sanada, and Yoshi.
hold up a
To me,
minute.
that screams Suji and bust.
Well, hold up a minute. Finley, Yoda is the United States champion, so, and he beat Finley. So if Finley
You mean
wants it,
the Gaijin champion?
yeah. So, if Finley wants his rematch for that championship, I wouldn't be surprised if they gave Finley a W on Yoda to set up a match at I think the next one's Sakura Genesis.
Yeah. So then it would be Sanada winning that then. If Yoshihashi could fuck her, based on what you just said, Yoshihashi could fuck around and make the semis.
How would you feel if Yoshihashi won the whole fucking thing and we get a
Then,
Bushi Man main event at Sakura Genesis?
man, you better burn this G Cup. There will be no more G Cup or New Japan Cup if Yoshihashi wins.
You're
He cannot
canceling New
win.
Japan.
I will cancel New Japan. I'm out here making threats. Look at me making threats to cancel New Japan because of Yoshihashi.
So I'll say the top bracket goes to Finley. So between Yoda, Evil, David, Yuya, Sanada, and Yoshi, it goes to Finley. So Finley to the semis.
Oh, you think Finley's gonna make the semis?
I think Finley would make the semis. He beat Yoda Tsuji. He'll get his title match with him. Um, the Yuya, Sanada, Yoshi is kind of a crapshoot. I could see Sanada winning Yuya but losing the Yoshi. Uh,
If he loses the Yoshi, his career might as well end.
I mean,
Dead ass. Like,
low key, I feel like that would be the final nail in the coffin.
I mean, the nail in the coffin was his title run,
No, you would think that would have
but
gave him some fresh new life, but Sanada.
I mean, he had five guys, burgers, and he left, said, fuck it, you're useless. I'm going to go join Bullet Club. So, I mean,
I'm still on the notion that he's gonna be United Kingdom by the ending of the year. Um, the bottom, um, left bracket. Um, I feel like it has to be Zach, right?
It looks like a Zack revenge tour. We could see Zack and Taichi, which would be interesting.
I would absolutely, I would absolutely love that.
Considering they were former tag teams. It feels like these things where it's like former tag teams could fuck around and face each other.
Oh yeah. So that would leave Zach and Finley, Shota and Shingo.
That's, so you said they're doing a Gaijin side and a Japan side, so that means Takage and Shota.
Yes. And then I'm gonna go with Takage for the whole fucking thing.
It would have to be, right? Because I mean, Zach just lost the belt. It wouldn't have made sense for him to lose the title, then come back and win the G1. I mean, win the New Japan Cup. Like
Right.
it would, you know. So yeah, I would think it would be Takage or Shota beating Finlay.
Well, who do you have top right, top left, bottom right?
Bottom left, I'd say Takage. Oh no, bottom right, Takage. Bottom left, Zack Sabre. Uh, top right, I'm looking at Shota, and then the other one, I'm stuck between Yoda and Finlay. I'm just gonna take Yoda because I can see Yoda going against Saber and Saber besting him to get that title shot. Because I feel like he would be like, I'm gonna lose, but I'm gonna get a title shot somewhere.
Right.
That's the 50-50 in him.
All right. I think
But
the only one we were disagreeing on was Finley and Suchi. So we're pretty symmetrical in this one.
yeah, because it's a lot of good names, but head, not a head above heels. Like it's like the opposite of the Royal. Well, no, it's like the Royal Rumble, except you're not like, oh shit, oh shit. You could just be like, I can see it, I can see it, I can see it.
Right.
And there's no dominant name that sticks out. But yeah,
I think Sonata in this case is I Show Speed. Um,
if he loses the fucking Yoshi, he is.
who would Yoshi be? Ludwig Kaiser?
Uh, yes, he would be Ludwig Kaiser. Or shit, who didn't last long in that shit?
It was Ludwig. He was.
Yeah, he would be Ludwig. Yeah.
But yeah, like I mean, if like Okada was in this, like, if it would have been hands down Okada. Or if it was Tanahashi in this, then it would have been Tanahashi. But you know, we're far past those days, unfortunately. So you know, it's anybody's game now.
hmm I mean, pretty much. I mean, it's gonna be a who dat. I think this New Japan Cup. I can only imagine the the G1. I can only imagine.
Yeah, that's gonna be
I mean,
interesting.
shit show. Anyways,
I think that will conclude our preview of the New Japan Cup. Like I said, it takes place March 7th.
March
And
Madness.
yeah, so maybe we'll stay updated, maybe we won't. Depends on if it's interesting or not. Um
all depends if it goes the way you lying. If it goes the way we think it is, we covering that shit every day.
Well, we'll see. I mean, this is like the first time. This is the second time that we've talked about New Japan in the year 2025. And that's one more time than we've talked about New Japan than last year. So,
Lie. We talked about the bullshit because we talked about the fact that that motherfucker Konosuke Takeshita was not gonna fly his ass all the way over there with the new AEW title just to lose to some fucking rinky dink Takage of all people.
yep.
So I can see them going, Takage, we fucked you over. Take this
We
New
apologize
Japan
that you had to take a shit. So here's
Yes.
the title opportunity.
Here's the New Japan Cup, and you can beat Hiroki Goto. Thanks.
That will conclude our coverage of New Japan Pro Wrestling's New Japan Cup in this episode as a whole. Thank you for listening. If you like what we're doing, please like, subscribe, comment on YouTube and Castbox. This was sponsored by Rogue Energy and Player One Coffee. Join us this Tuesday as we interview infamous Loudermill, and this Wednesday as we interview Alice Inc. Follow the show at Wrestling with E, both on X, Twitter, and Instagram for information on who we're interviewing, when we're interviewing them, links to those interviews, and so much more. Follow me personally at JamesJ993. Where can we find Kaliko?
I am Kaliko, man. I mean, I might just slip it over to Insta at this rate. Uh-oh.
Yeah, I mean, that's where it seems to be at this point in time, so.
Either that or Blue Sky. I don't know. Yeah, I'm debating. Everybody keep yelling Blue Sky. And I'm like, what the hell is Blue Sky? It's like, it's just Twitter for all these bootleg Twitter accounts. I don't get it. You know what? I'm an old man. Y'all help me get it.
I mean, it was supposed to be, Dread was supposed to be the new Twitter, and it seems like Dread just kind of fell to the wayside, so.
I remember when Google People was supposed to be the new Facebook, and that shit went to fucking waste. So there's that.
Yeah, give me a reason to believe that this is going to last, and maybe I'll make an account there. But
there we go.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
I mean, you got 74 days for TikTok, so something's gonna.
Well, luckily I don't have TikTok, so we'll stay with our Twitter. We'll stay with our Instagram, our constants, not our variables, and see what takes us from there.
All right, we got 74 days till our ADD takes us somewhere else. Got it.
Right, for Kaliko Yachts and Scooter Dust, I'm James J, and this has been Wrestling with Entertainment.
50-50 got that 50 Cent, and New Japan got shot 9 times by Goto got him 9 times, baby. Shit.
Hey, folks, this is the Colossal Mike Law, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment. Enjoy the show. Support these guys. We appreciate it very much. We'll see you at ringside.